Um, how did everybody do that's on here with your coaching invites? Who got at least 20 in? Raise your hand. Yeah. Or if you didn't get 20, what was holding you back from that? What's scary about that? Anybody? Nobody? So everybody's good with that? Well, sweet. Then we should be adding coaches like crazy. I know for me, I always get nervous. And I've always done coaching invites. And since we had that challenge, I was like, I'm going to really try to invite people that I'm scared to invite, not my usuals. So I definitely stepped outside of my comfort zone. And a couple people out of the 20 actually were like, yeah, I've kind of been interested. So I'm talking to them and I'm really excited. I told them right off the bat, I'm like, I'm really nervous to ask you this because I look up to you, but that's the quality I want in a coach on my team. So just wondering if you've ever thought about it. And a lot of them were like, oh, thank you so much for asking, but no. But then a couple were like, yeah, actually I have. So it's good to step outside of your comfort zone. And even us as leaders, we still step outside of our comfort zone too. It's good to continuously push yourself to go further. Hey, Bree. We were just asking everybody if they got their 20 coach invites in to raise your hand. Yeah. And everybody said they did and didn't have an issue. So,
anybody find any coaches this week?
Working on it.
We did a live what we did. I think we did it with Anita a while back, but like a live power hour. What is coaching? And I had, I think, 2 of my coaches signed up coaches from that event last night, and a lot of them have conversations going. So.
I wanted to ask you about that because I saw your advertisement and I went and watched.
I went really well. I had my girls.
Yeah. So what do you do for prizes? I didn't watch all of it. I just kind of had it on. But you mentioned.
I'm going to announce the prizes today. I basically just said be commenting and asking questions, and every person that I see that participated will get an entry into the drawing. And I have like a bunch of programs that I never use on demand. So I'm just going to give away a program that's not opened.
Cool.
I was going to do Shakeology packets, but I don't have any Shakeology packets to give away. So
I've been thinking like that prize helped people participate because I know what my
questions get extra entry.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So, I think that's
a thing. I got conversation going, got people like commenting and asking questions as my coaches chatted about, and I just had a really simple outline. So every coach shared 2 minutes on what their story is, like background, how they found Beachbody, and then they all had a different topic to touch on. So that way it wasn't just like, okay, repeat, and now I'm watching another girl talk about it. It was like, hey, I'm so-and-so. This is, how it fits into my life. I work full-time. I stay at home, blah, blah, blah. I'm military. And then they all had one topic to speak on. And so I just had an outline, and they know, okay, so once Amanda hops off, it's my turn to go live and talk about my topic. And then I wrapped it up like 15 minutes at the end with question, Q&A and how to join our team. And like, I'm so excited to see you guys joining us. And, we've got our new coach training starting and blah, 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 and then, here's the cost, it's your challenge bundle. So make sure you figure out a workout program that you want to do, and that's your startup cost. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
so it worked really well. I have about 5 girls ready to join. So
yeah. That's awesome. I'm going to definitely copy some of your.
And that was super last minute. So for 80 people joining an event, we decided to do that. I think Monday we decided. I was like, hey, we should try this.
Awesome.
So y'all should get with your teams or, some of the girls in this group, I'm sure, just ask 2 or 3 of them to run one with you.
Yep. Totally. So. Cool. So who was on the team call last night with a show of hands? Awesome. I actually wasn't either, Mona. I saw you shake. I actually had a new coach call at that time, so I was like, oh, bummer. But I will watch the recording.
It wasn't recorded.
Oh, shoot.
I know. I was on a coach call, too, right when it was happening, and I was like, oh, I want to watch. But.
Dang. That's what I watch every night when I do laundry is all the recordings. I'm sure there's another one I watch. But So Anita was talking about networking and adding to your network. I know for me, my biggest thing is free groups. And she also did a team call about that recently. I get tons and tons of ads through free groups at like friend ads. And the way that I do that is I use my like page and I pay $20 to advertise the event for my free group. I also have a newsletter that I send out, and I'm terrible at sending them out. But still, whenever I do, like 20 to 30 people from that newsletter will join my free group. So it's like, okay, that was worth it.
And I'm signed up. I get your newsletter.
Yeah, I'm awful at them. Like
I do too.
And I wish I was better. That I'm kind of training my assistant to help me with that. But it still helps. So that's why I continue to do it. And so she's also adding to it every day and whatever. So those are my biggest things. And then I just created an event page for the Country Heat Test Group. And I paid to advertise that event page. And I've had 38 new friends from that who are interested. So that's huge. Even though I had to pay for it. What was that?
Katie's like doing like dead sprints on our call. She's like,
she's like, what?
Oh yeah, Laura's she's like running.
That's awesome. Go Katie. Go Badger.
So Jill, do you use your like page like when you do to add to your network? Do you do it to people that like your page and their friends, or do you have a demographic that you boost it to?
When I run a paid thing like that, it's people who like it and their friends. And then I invite them to like my page after we talk. So it adds for likes too. But I do use tags. I have like 50 that I use. So I could copy and paste those for you guys to try if you want. I do a lot of military tags because military gets discounts, and that's a really easy switch over to coach. I'm not military. I support our military. But usually they like to work out. They like to be fit. I mean, Mona Brown is military, so she knows, and they like the discount. So for me, that works. What about you guys?
Hey, I have a question for you, Jill. When you say tags, you mean like who you target?
Yes, like when you create an event page in your like page, you can add tags at the bottom.
Oh, so when you can like boost targeted people, like targeted.
Yeah. I don't really understand all the terminology, but I just start adding tags. I'm like, oh, I want military. I want people with strollers, Pampers, kid stuff, and mom stuff. So I try to target people like me. I'm a runner, so I get a lot.
How do you add to your network?
How do I add?
Yeah, what's your main source of adding to your network of like your contacts?
So I am constantly changing it up because I think I have like OCD when it comes to stuff, but I do a lot of free groups. I do a lot of hydration challenges. And then lately I've been posting in help wanted groups, and I've been posting the opportunity in there. And you get a lot of randoms, but it's kind of like, I equate it to like Instagram. You get like a whole bunch of people, but then you'll come across like a Wendy every now and then. So I just started that, and I started even like a separate group for them, where like a coach informational group that I keep it rolling. And I just have some posts in there, and then I have a script that I follow. It's super easy. I have my whole team doing this. Just copy, paste from the script. It's only like 4 messages that I have with them, because I'm looking for the go-getters, and I'm willing to talk and copy and paste to 300 people if I get those few go-getters. And that's not the only thing that I'm doing. So it's like I'm, like doing my normal quality stuff, but then I'm trying this out. And then I have a application form in the group that if they find it, if they're motivated enough to find it and fill it out. So I'll get like three a day that will fill it out. And then I'll talk to them more, because I know they're they're serious from that point. But
Right.
I'm adding like 20 a day from that. So.
Cool. Yeah, I'd like to see that script if you're willing to share it.
Yeah, it's super, I'll post it in our chat. It's super, super simple,
Yeah.
I think simple.
I know, like, before I ran ads, because I know a lot of us run ads and have like pages, but I know, like, for adding to my network, I do a lot from Instagram too, just to get people over to my Facebook, because it's easier to chat that way than Instagram. So if you are on Instagram or wanting to work Instagram, it's really easy to, in the bio, just make sure your Facebook profile is there. So when you make posts and you're like, want more workouts or want to chat more about your goals, add me, and then you can put link in bio. And so I do a lot that way too. I get people over to your page. So you're just sharing tiny little taste on your Instagram and keeping it really clean, keeping your Instagram filtered, keeping it super nice platform. And when people see it, you're like, hey, workout, you can have a nice, pretty workout picture on your Instagram, but then be like, get the workout, add me, as a friend. Because then I always post my workouts on my page, but then I share them to my personal page. So those people adding me are going to see them shared and then start following me on my Fit page. But that way I'm getting them to add me as friends so we can connect and chat. And I always just send a very simple, when somebody sends me a friend request, I say the same thing. Hey, girl, were you adding me because, of my recent post about joining my team? I always say that. And people are like, no. Or what's that? Or what's your team? Or fit and health what? I have fitness goals. So even if they're like, no, I'm not wanting to join your team, I'm like, oh, you're working on fitness goals too. It's a really easy transition into oh, well, I have a challenge group. Maybe you'd be interested. So I always send that, even if I know they're not adding me because
I do the same thing. If someone adds me, even if I know where they're adding me from, I always put, hey, thank you for adding me. Did you add me to network, to join my next clean eating group, or to join my challenge group where they lose an average of 3 to 7 pounds per week? Blah, blah, blah. And then it's they're always like,
I wasn't adding you for that, but yeah, what's that?
Yeah, I know. They want to know what those last two are. So even I get a lot of people selling crap online now, and you guys probably get too, adding you like crazy. But then, even if they're selling lashes or whatever, they want to know about how they can use that.
They have fitness and health goals. I know I just had an at work girl sign up for on demand. So she's like, oh, what's your fitness group? Your raps ain't got nothing on me. So I'm pretty sure she added me to sell me something. And then I was like, oh, hey, are you adding me because of my group? She's like, oh, no, what's that? So she's like, please don't tag me and stuff. I was like, I won't, but
I have currently.
I know where those results are coming from, girl.
I get a lot of It Works girls, and they do it so that it looks like they've got results from their wraps or whatever they do. But I've actually had a couple of them convert over to coaches. Nobody that's.
Yeah, we have an It Works girl on our team too now. She did It Works for 2 years. Now she's like, I really like what coaching's about. So she's swapped.
Yeah.
Hey, so y'all, I have, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had lunch with this lady yesterday, or coffee, whatever. But so they use that, MetaFast, but she's a different kind of coach, and she does MetaFast, but then, so they're drinking all shakes and all processed crap with 1 meal a day. And then they use the 21-day fix to teach people how to eat after that.
That's crazy.
That's kind of ass backwards there.
Yeah.
It's kind of abuse your body, but then, oh, wait, now it's going to learn how to do it correctly. Why?
That would be really hard and confusing mentally. Yeah.
Plus your metabolism stalling out.
Yeah.
And then to try to, is that her company recommends to do that?
I mean, so they have a convention in Austin this weekend. And I'm not quite sure why we met. She just kept wanting to meet. But it's an MLM that just uses 2 different other people's products, because she was like, I want to get my body fat down. And I was like, well, you're whatever metabolic place does body fat percentage. She's like, where is one? I'm like, there's one right down the road. I just thought it really weird.
Yeah, that's odd.
Stupid.
What about you, Mona? If you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
what do you do to add to your network?
I am one of the coaches who's been around for a while that I do not have a like page. No like page, not even 1 second of it. So maybe I need to get one, but I do it the old fashioned way. I just request friends, go through my friends list, mutual friends, run the free groups, connect with people that way, and just message them. And when they add me as a friend, just say thanks for adding me, you know. Just start a conversation. That's all. And I know that I'm probably maybe missing out on the like page. I don't know, but I just haven't.
I don't know.
Mona, I have a like page and I hate it. I don't know when to post there and my personal page and not just
To make an investment, it's not worth your time. Like if you
Everybody frozen.
put a percentage of my income into it, do it. If you're gonna create a like page and go, oh, I have 80 likes on it, a waste of time to be figuring out what to post on it. If you're not willing to invest and build it.
Yep.
Because you're gonna have the same people, like, yeah, you go through your friends' requests or your friends and you invite them to like your page, but then it's pointless because you're talking to people you already are connecting with. So if you're willing to build it, like I put 20 to building and for, you know, shout outs on Instagram page, like that kind of stuff. But if you're a coach right now, diamond, just hitting diamond, you know, working towards 1 star, I absolutely agree with Mona. I still, as a 3-star diamond, I go through every night and do my add to my network, like normal, like anybody as a brand new coach where I'm like, go think of some friends. I go to people I may know, and I'm like, as long as I'm not mutual friends with a coach, I add them as a friend, and I add 20 a night through the next morning. The request when they haven't, you know, the people that haven't accepted, I delete it. So, I mean, that's what I 100% agree, Mona. Like you don't, unless you're willing to invest in a like page, it's a time waster because you could be going and meeting lots of people through your person. I know Jatana Jackson has a like page, but it's more like, I think it's more her pageant stuff. Like she built her page or her business through her personal page. It's all people she went through. And I go through and delete. Like I'm like, ooh, how am I friends with that guy? How am I like delete people? Don't be afraid of like, oh, my number of friends is going down. Like I'll go through and find like stuff or like that person I've talked to for like 5 years, I'm gonna unfriend them. They'll still be following you unless they go click unfollow. If you unfriend them, they'll have no idea. Or if other coaches add me, I'm like, hey, would you mind if we just follow each other? So you save that room. You have 5,000 spaces for potential. I think there's plenty of time. I mean, it takes me 2 seconds to go and click add friend, add friend, add friend. You see if you have mutual friends, you know, 1 to 5 mutual friends, as long as they're not a coach on your team or whatever, so you're not competing.
And what Anita posted today, I'm sorry, Joe. What Anita posted today in our in the big team, talking about the challenge, the free groups. I mean, you know, I think we can get away from that so easily because, you know, we're busy and we're running our challenge groups and all that. But those free groups are so important. And I did get away from it for a couple months. I'm not going to lie, just because I was kind of like doing that team training versus or team focus versus building my business again. You know, we get caught up in that, right? So we want to help our coaches. But yeah, free groups are key. And I love what Wendy said. She kind of runs a free group like every week, like a little something, like even a 4 or 5 day challenge just every week. And then that constantly adds to her network because you ask your friends to invite friends. And I think that that's something that I haven't been doing.
And you know what?
Go ahead.
Is that I make it something that I personally am struggling with. So if I'm like, man, I've really fallen off the clean eating wagon, I run a clean eating group. Or if I'm like, oh, I haven't been staying hydrated, I'll do a group for that. So it's like essentially it's self-serving so that it's interesting for me because I need it. Because that's what you need to have. If you're running groups and you're bored with it and you stop, you need to run a different type of group. Ask other coaches because like a coach on my team, Kelly, she just came on. She runs a photography group. And I tried to do that and it didn't work for me, but I wasn't as interested in it. But the hydration groups, I'm always like, something that you're in, and then you cut you off there.
Absolutely.
I agree. So Mona, you usually, because I think there's a disconnect, at least with my coaches I've noticed when I talk to them about free groups and how to add to their network, they're like, yeah, I ran one, but it was only friends and family. So you specifically do ask to invite your friends, and do you make it public?
I do make it public. I make the event public and invite everybody. And like I said, I got away from it for a while and I noticed a difference, right? So I think you got to make it public and you have to ask people, hey, invite 3 people. And I haven't done what Anita did where she says, the person who brings in the most friends wins a prize. I don't know how you keep track of that. I've never done it, but I think that's a neat idea.
I think it would be like honor system of like at the end, like, tag the friends that you added or something, and then you'd have to see who tags the most.
I actually did that for my challenge group this month. I said whoever invites the most, I would give a $10 gift card to. And when you go to invites, when you click on it, it will say invited by, invited by, invited by.
That would be a lot of work.
I just tallied up. There weren't that many people that actually invited friends, but I sold 2 challenge packs off of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it is
How did you turn
trying.
that around? I'm so sorry to interrupt. How did you turn that around, Teresa?
So anybody that RSVP'd to the event, I messaged them. And I said, hey, I see you RSVP'd to my event. You were invited by whoever they were invited by. I just would love to know more about you, what you're interested in. And yeah, it's helping me add to my network because these are friends of my friends that didn't know about.
And you're giving them value by just being interested in what they need, which is so important. People don't get that. They don't get that. Just free value from you as a coach. That's great. I love that. I wonder, has anybody ever kept their event public open? Like, I know sometimes we'll do an event, we'll invite people, and then we'll put it into a closed group or a secret group. But I don't know. My internet is completely unstable. I don't know what's going on. I'm interested in knowing if an event public kept open would be interesting.
An event, so every day I was like, hey, we're doing the squat challenge. So then I made my squat post in the event, but also on my like page. And I was like, hey guys, when you get it done, make sure you go to the page and comment. So I had traction on my page because they were in my squat, or like tagging and sharing. So it was like also like spreading reach of my like page. So I never closed it. And I just posted it was like a 30-day, I did a 14-day event, but it was a 30-day squat challenge. And so I was like, for the next 14 days, I'm going to work on it. So every day I was like, day 1, day 2, day 3. But then I was like, make sure you go comment when you get yours done on my post. So it was but it was an open event. People saw, Bree Fitz hosting this event. And then the event was getting posted in. And then they were going to my page and actually commenting. So if you're doing a free group, like make posts. And if it's your personal page, make your post daily like, hey, doing this challenge, where my girl's at, and have them, if it's an event, comment on your post on your page.
Another random thing that I don't know why I didn't think to do, every month, I make that event page, whether it be for a challenge group or a free group. And, I always make it 3 weeks in advance or something. And then I forget to go back and post in it every couple days so that it pops back up and that people remember about it. Because if you don't do that, what's the point of having it up for 3 weeks?
Yeah, you have to post 2 to 3 times a day in an event. And for things like that, people are like, I don't have the time. You can easily, Beachbody coaches share. So unless it's somebody where you're like, I probably shouldn't take that, you can search in the search bar of Facebook. Say for me, I was doing a live coaching event. And so I searched, I was like, gosh, I need to post, but I'm going to get my kid from school. So I searched live, what is coaching? There was a million coaches doing the same thing. And I went into their event and I was like, oh, that's good wording. Take that. And I posted in my event. They're not going to care. It doesn't matter. And I used my picture. It was about introductions and hey, I'm so excited to chat tonight. I want to get to know you guys. And then I was post. So, and same thing with free groups, free clean eating events, free squat challenges, search at the top. There's tons of stuff. And then you can go get post ideas and use them.
Hey, also too, is anyone else on in Facebook jail for sending invites?
Friend request invites?
No.
Or invites to events?
Yeah. I am totally always in Facebook jail for those. I'm totally always at like a 50 cap.
Yep. Yep.
So-
I just, same yesterday, I could only invite like 200 to an event. All of a sudden it was like, sorry, you can't invite anymore. I was like,
You guys duplicate your event and then just change it so that you have like those people that you've already invited already on it, so you only have to invite the new friends that you've added? That's what I do.
Yeah, I started doing that, but I found a way around the jail is that I literally made a second Wendy Winkle account, and then I added her.
Oh, no, that's because I'm friends with your account, I think. Every time I'm like, oh, Wendy. Oh, wait. No, that's really a dead account.
But no, listen. So I added her to all the groups that I'm in because I've had like coaches of mine like freak out when they suddenly couldn't post in groups or whatever. And so then I'll just log in with my other Wendy Winkle account, and be able to post in the groups. I found that, how you can send invites to groups. And so this is where your free groups like really pay off. When you've run like a free group and you have like 200-300 people in this group, but then the event's over and it's kind of like, what do you do with that group? You can keep sending invites to all those people in the group. And so I'll go in and I'll send an invite using my second Wendy Winkle account, and send it. So I just went through all of my big groups like that, and I sent out an invite to my next clean eating group because I'm hoping to grow this one and then just keep
so that your real account doesn't like freeze up on you.
Well, my real account is frozen. I've been in like
but I'm
Facebook
saying like you can keep going.
Yeah, because it's a brand new account, and Facebook doesn't care if that one's sending out invites to however many people.
So Wendy, you go into your events, your old events or your old groups, and invite out of that group, like mass invite. Like I'm starting a new group. I'm sorry, I'm freezing up. I know. There's a tab in the group. They didn't used to have this. This is, I don't know who started this, but you click on the tab that says invite in your groups, and then when you create an invite within the group, and it will have at the bottom. Click the box to invite everyone in the group. Yes. And then so no matter how many people you have, thousands, and it will invite everyone in that group.
Nice.
Light bulb moment.
And
That's
not
it?
the event.
I'm sorry?
It's in the group pages, not the event pages.
It's in your group pages now.
Huh. I'm going to check that out. That's pretty sweet.
And so I went back and like all the old groups, even the old groups where they weren't even like friends with me, like your old groups that you ran with old coaches that are no longer coaches, but maybe they added like 100 people to this group. Those people are still in there, and then you can invite them even though you're not friends with them. So it will invite everybody in that group.
Love it.
Well,
I know what we're all doing after this.
So like I'll go in, and even if there's 10 people in that group, I mean, it behooves you to invite them all. 10 people that you're not currently friends with,
And if you're sick of making different groups, what I do is have one. So when I started clean eating groups, and Anita was like, you make a new group every week or every month. I'm like, oh no, I work 60 hours a week. I don't create new groups. So I have one that's got over 1,000 people in it. Mm-hmm. But because I'm the administrator, every month we just restart. I'm like, hey guys, who's ready for a new meal plan? Or hey guys, who's ready? Like, invite your friends. We're doing it again. Or I'll do like, hey, let's just work 7 days of water. Go. So it's really quick. Everybody in there that wants to participate, or some people die out, but then they might catch like, oh, there's activity. So instead of like moving everybody or messaging people, but then I can post about my fit and health challenges like every single month in that same group. For those of you that are clean eating, like I have a 30-day boot camp starting. Maybe you've been on the fence about it. And then when I'm talking to people and they're like, I just need for support, I'm like, well, great, join my group. So then when they are ready, they're all kind of like in one spot. Instead of like 50,000 groups, I just have one.
I do the same.
I don't change the banner anymore. It just says breeze. It's like fresh and clean or rejuvenate your life or something. it doesn't say like free clean eating week. It just is like flowers, and then there's a picture of me, and it's like rejuvenate your life. I don't even remember what it is, but it's super like simple, basic. So then I'm like, oh, you don't have the money, totally get it. Like we've talked about, breaking down cost. And I'm like, well, maybe my free clean eating group, full of files with meal plans. It's got grocery, meal recipes, all that kind of stuff. And I have photo albums with every month. There's a new September's meal plan. Go to file, it's September's grocery list. And I've slacked off a little bit of like a monthly clean eating group, but I can pop in there and be like, who's do squats? Or I can share my event from my like page and be like, we're doing a squat group over, or, squat. But it's all the same people and it just grows instead of like trying to like be 50 different places. And it's where I can add every single person that has a price objection, and I know instantly where that person is, because they'll see like, oh, her next boot camp, now I can afford it. Instead of just like, oh, well, I'll follow up, get a hold of you. Because there's lots of follow-ups that I know slip through the cracks. And this way, it's like they get to see, because they're participating, they're interested in getting support, so they're participating already, and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm ready to do that group. And she knows, I'm still helping, I'm still offering that value, but it's just in one spot instead of like, I had way too many groups. Like, Kendra and I do like new challenge groups now, so it's nice to like have that stability of my one like customer boot camp, like lifetime customer group, and my one clean eating group. But it's not specifically saying clean eating, like that's what we're doing for 7 days. It just is a free group that I add anybody to. And then I have one where it's like my customers that have done a 30-day challenge that are.
Hey, can I talk to you guys about a huge missed opportunity that I came across lately? And I think some of you guys know about this lady. There is a woman that's been running this. She started it as a 7-day free slow cooker clean eating group, and she has recycled her invite, and she has so many people on her invite that in her actual group, I just brought it up, she's got 93,000 people in her group. Guess what rank she is? She's an Emerald coach. Doesn't that just like, what are you doing, Like, I just want to go in and be like, whose team are you on? Because, girl, they are not. And it's all about just, you're muted. Unless you're swearing, Bree, and you don't want us to hear.
I was like, you could be going to leadership in a month if you like, jackpot.
Like, it blows my mind. It's like, somebody needs an intervention. She's just an Emerald coach. And I joined it, and I went through and I like looked to see her post, but can you imagine if she was sending out an invite, like an actual event invite within the group to all of those people? I mean, that many. And so it's all about just looking around you and seeing what resources you have. You cannot have the same resources that another coach has already set up, that getting people to join this group, but she's just not using it, and it's just sitting there. That was my little share. I know. I just want to go in and be like, I don't even know who you are. You're not even on my team, but girl, you are joining my training.
That is crazy.
Questions? Any coaches on here that have questions or want to share? I'm looking to see who's on.
Well, okay. Would you guys be up for doing maybe a coach info group, like together with all of the people that are in this chat? Since
like a sneak peek?
What's that?
Like a sneak peek?
Yeah. Something?
Like a
like what we just did, but larger.
Yeah, because I mean,
I was like, you mean like a group for us, or you mean like a group like run, like host something?
Like a sneak peek party, because I found that like the more interaction you get in something, then the more like invigorating it is. Because it's like I've run them with my team before, and we've had some interaction. But can you imagine if you have like I don't know, 93,000 interacting. It's like it does. I know. I'm still mad at that lady. I'm gonna message her.
Crock-pot recipes in this. So come and join us. Peak crock-pot.
I'm gonna like become her personal assistant and then just message everybody.
No, I mean, I think a happy hour would be really fun. Those are a day event or something. Those are really, I think people have a lot of time for that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I agree. That'd be fun for us.
People lose focus in the 7-day like sneak peek into coaching. Like they lose focus. You're copy pasting stuff that they don't care about. Like I told my coaches, I was like, do not start spewing info or I will go live and kick you off of the event because not because to be mean, but like coaches, somebody that's interested in this does not need to know what volume, doesn't even care what rank you are. Like I just started saying I'm a Star Diamond coach. Like nobody cares that I'm a 3-star Diamond, Success Club 10 legend. Like nobody cares. Nobody knows what that means. And then you're like, oh, so to those that don't know, it's blah, blah, blah. Like they don't care. It doesn't matter. It won't mean anything to them for a very long time until they've like shown that they want this and they're a coach that works in the business. So it does not matter. And like, you've got to share simple. You've got to be like fast. You've got to be like clear with what you're trying to say. Otherwise people are just like, what? You earn money. So what? Wait, what? Like, don't explain volume. Say you earn, from growing a team. You don't need to explain anything, it clutters there. And then they get confused and they have 50 questions that don't even matter as a new coach. It doesn't matter.
I think that'd be good.
Coach is like, hey, you're a challenger. You're going to work on your goals and we're going to get you in coach basics of how to post and share on social media. Like, and then they're in the team page and the ones that like start like doing that and asking questions and being involved is like, okay, you went to your online office, you read the email, you did the stuff. And then I'm going to, from there, take you by the hand and be like, all right, this girl's like serious about it. It's not like she's just, but how do I make the money? Like,
I think that'd be fun. When do you want to do it? I'm sorry. Everybody's
no.
When do you guys want to do this? Like, do you want to do a happy hour? Do we have a date that we want to? Do we want to do it after Summit or before? I mean, you know what I mean? Because we're getting up to that. Maybe a couple of days before. I don't know.
That's a good idea because I'm trying to like increase my people's awareness right now because I want them when Summit hits, I want them to be looking at the pictures thinking, oh, I could have been a part of that or something. I think that's a great idea. But then it's just timing it for that when it's like lunchtime because there's so many people that do work during the day though.
Right. I mean, happy hour at night usually seems to work well too. So it's up to you guys. You can brainstorm.
If it's a bigger group, that's probably going to have to be an event, like a 24-hour instead of like a happy hour. Otherwise, because I only had 3 of my leaders and me, and an hour was taken up really quick. No, you lose interest. So if you're like a 24-hour event where everybody knows their pocket of time that they're going to share, and then people can go through and watch them whenever,
I think that's cool.
Would probably be best. Because otherwise, if you're trying to squeeze in an hour, like to get live and then get people on that video and then refreshing, it took like a minute. So even with 4 of us last night, it was kind of like.
I agree. I think we should have a 24-hour thing. Who wants to organize? Who's doing what and when?
Well, I think it should be, let's have a competition for all of our almost diamonds or diamonds. Have a competition of how many people they add and then have them each be in charge of a post. I want to throw an idea at you guys. So have you guys seen the oyster ladies, the pearl ladies? Why can we not have something like that?
What is that?
You guys get sucked into watching their things.
I think everybody's looking at you like.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
That thing, but.
It's where you pick out jewelry and then your jewelry comes with a pearl. But to get your pearl, you have to watch them do this live, like on Facebook live call. And then you watch as they're opening up your pearl. And they'll have like a stupid long and it will be so
It's like a timeshare thing. Like you get this trip, but you have to go listen to our thing about timeshares, basically.
Well, it's fascinating though, because you're like watching them open a pearl. And so I was talking to my team, I'm like, why do we not have something like this? Like I could be like pearls and fitness or something. Like you get your fitness program, but I'm also going to open up some pearls, because they literally open the oysters, and sometimes there's like twins in there and they're different colors and it's like glittery and shiny. And I've been racking my brain like how to like, you know.
When is going to become an oyster or a pearl farmer?
It has nothing to do with
challenge groups. Like,
yeah.
right.
The whole time, like on these calls, people keep jumping on because they keep saying, make sure you share our video. And people actually do, because it's fascinating. And they'll get thousands of people on these calls. And the whole time they're saying, like our page, make sure that, and if you want to be too, and you know, you find yourself thinking, oh, I need pearl necklaces and I want to become a rep too. I don't know, something to think about.
It's so funny that I know what you're talking about. I'm like, oh, nobody knows what you're talking about.
No, but come on, you guys never do that where you're trying to think of something new or how to connect it to something else that's obviously working for someone else. Like there's got some correlation, you know. If we always did the same thing, you know, and never mixed it up.
Totally. I've just never heard of that, but yes, I'm always trying to mix it up. Yes.
Jill, next time I'm going to share that with you.
Yes, I would love to see your
fascination. You're going to get sucked into that Pearl Ladies videos.
That's so funny. Okay, so Wendy, how do you want to do this idea of the 24-hour sneak peek? What's your thoughts then? Sounds like it's a cool idea.
Like, what day do you guys see the most interaction on these types of things? Because honestly, I don't see it on the weekends.
I like Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Because people are either in school activities, so their kids are going to bed, or like they're bored. I mean, they're at home. Like, I don't know. If you're like me, when I didn't have kids, I was still out partying. But now that like most of us are moms, like home doing laundry, can like pop on and I mean, you can start it really whenever. You can start it in the morning, and people are going to jump live, and some they're going to go back and watch the uploaded.
Exactly. I agree. Midweek, I think, is good.
Okay, so you guys want to aim for like what, the 21st?
And a week.
Yeah. Let me see the calendar.
From tomorrow. I mean, a week from today.
Then, do you want to have where all of our diamond coaches have something to talk about specific?
Yeah. I think people should be assigned a topic, and they can share, like I was saying, like a minute or two of like, hey, here, this is who I am and what I do, and then the topic that I'm going to talk about.
Just short and sweet. Do you have like a list of topics that you give out, Bree?
Well, I just had 4 of us the last time, so I knew, I mean, the main ones that people, like, I just know the main questions, which you guys all too, you know, like, I find people, do I have to, you know, sales for the month? Like, am I required to sell? And then, like, how do we earn income, and what challenge groups are? Like, what does a coach do daily? So, like, the main kind of topics, and I just split them up with my coaches.
I like that, like just having, because I find that a lot of those videos that people do, they're so long, you know, and I get bored. But if they literally just have one quick question, I'd watch.
And kind of wrapped it up with a Q&A to ask questions, and we were in the group or in the event, like, you know, and I just wrapped it up, and I was like, you know, the coach that invited you to this opportunity is going to reach out to you and make sure that you get the rest of your questions answered. If you're still looking for more details, here's a webinar I just hosted, you know, the whole webinar thing. Like, I was like, I hosted one last month, so I just used the recording. I'm like, you know, here's more into my story, how I created our team, and more details on joining the team. So it's a 20-minute webinar. If somebody is like, still not, a lot of people watch that webinar. So you can keep it short and sweet, and the ones that are like, yep, I'm in, you don't have to overdo it, and the ones that are over, and then you as the coach go and have those conversations like, hey, what were you nervous about? Like, oh, you're like time for running challenge groups, or you're worried about the cost, and then you can talk to that person instead of the group getting really confusing and too much info, because some people really analyze and they ask questions where you're like, yeah.
Ooh, what if, because it's on a Thursday, what if we also have like a live video segment, like they jump on our call with us. I won't bring pearls or oysters, I promise. But, you know, like this is what we do. And then kind of host like a normal, you know, video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can make an event. Who wants to create the event? And then one of it, I don't mind making a banner, or somebody likes making banners.
I can't make the event unless I use my other account.
Oh, I can make the event. I'm not very good at banners though, so somebody who makes pretty banners.
I'm good at making banners. I can do it.
Okay, cool. I'll make the event.
It'll take me 5 hours because I'm a perfectionist.
Oh.
I'll probably just do it because
Simple.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Thursday, we'll just say 24-hour sneak peek. Is that what we call it?
Yeah.
Like live what is coaching, 24-hour live event. And then in the group chat, we can figure out, I mean, everybody can just get a topic and then go live whenever they want, I suppose. Because even if, I mean, you're not going to be carrying the people that are invited all day long. So
Right.
you're just going to go live when it fits, you know, into your schedule.
I think that's cool. I think that'll be fun and exciting. Yeah. And for them to see all the different types of personalities will be really helpful. Mm-hmm. So, all right, then we'll get started with that and just keep the chat going if you guys have questions. We appreciate all of you for getting on because we know it's summer and it is hard to get on these calls. So the fact that you guys are here means that you are serious about this, and we as coaches really appreciate that. So thanks for taking your time out of your day, and we'll talk soon.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Bye. See you later.